The PC has some amazing sim racers, but Gran Turismo has never made it to the PC. Now you may love Gran Turismo or you may not like Gran Turismo at all, but the point is you can't play it on PC. But can you? So what I'm going to do today is give you a starter pack for playing all the Gran Turismo mods on the PC on Assetto Corsa. And what I've done is put all of the links in the description, so it's really easy for you to download all of these great mods. So let's go back in time, and this is the original Gran Turismo 3. Yes, your screens are not broken. This is what it used to look like. So at the time it was completely cutting edge, but now we can make Gran Turismo 3 look like this on the PC. And as you can see, we've got the HUD, the cars and the added extras, as well as 8 iconic tracks, and they are all in the video. So let's just take a look at the cars that you can download from this video and install. All of these cars have made it into one or more Gran Turismo games. So we've got the Z8 E52 400 brake horsepower, the Alpine A110 1961, we've got the Honda Beat 1996 64 brake horsepower, the Integra Type R 1995 200 brake horsepower, the RX-7 FC3S, the Clio V6 Phase 2, the Toyota 2000 GT 1965, the MR2 Mark II Turbo, the S800 RSC 100 brake horsepower, and finally the Mazda MX-5 or the Miata 130 brake horsepower. Once you've downloaded all your cars, dragged and dropped into Content Manager and installed, the next place you need to go is this Gran Turismo 3 HUD. This is 0.3.4. This is by Trial and Chinada. Now there are a couple of other Gran Turismo mods out there for HUDs. They're all fantastic. This is the one that I've just downloaded and installed for this version of the video. The next thing to download and install is Track Map Display 1.16, and this will either create or allow you to display the track maps and allow you to move that and configure it to put it in different places on the screen so you can capture that Gran Turismo feel. The next place we need to go is just to make sure that once you've dragged and dropped these different mods that you've actually switched them on. So going into settings, Assetto Corsa and apps, you can see that you need to make sure that you enable Python apps, but also make sure that the apps that you are going to use are actually ticked in here. So as you can see, I've got things like Car Radar, GT3 HUD, I've got my Soul pieces in there, but there are others that I have installed but I don't have ticked. If they're not ticked, they won't come up in the drive menu on the right hand side config menu. Next up is a Gran Turismo Sport PP filter. Now there are so many filters out there, and actually you may be able to get a different look and feel for the Gran Turismo that you want, but this mod here was actually released at June 20th 2021. I have covered this mod in the past and it's had an update, so I thought I'll put it on the video just to see what it would look like. This is definitely something for you to configure and to get just right for the way you want Gran Turismo to look, but this is a really good starting point. Once you've downloaded this PP filter and extracted it, you will get the following files on your screen. There is a README file there. It's very important that you read that because this tells you where to put the different parts of this PP filter. Obviously you've got some photo pieces there, you've also got the main PP filter, and you've also got some LUA files for Sol. These are all very simple to install, and you just need to make sure you're putting them in the right place. So you can see here we've got directory names. Your directory for Assetto Corsa is almost certainly within your Steam folder, so that's where we're going to go now, and I'm just going to show you where to actually install these. I'm just going to do a couple of examples here. So let me open up my Steam directory. I've got a shortcut here, and this is taking me straight to Steam Apps, Common and Assetto Corsa, and you can see this is the root directory here. So the GT Sport 1.4 ini file for the PP filter we need to put into System at the bottom here, and then Config, and then we've got PP filters there. So we double click on there and we just actually drag and drop it in there or copy it into there. Now you will see I've actually moved one of the files in there already. It's really as simple as that. No need to save anything apart from making sure that you copy it into the right directory folder. Now that we've got all the mods installed and we've installed all of these fantastic tracks from Gran Turismo, let's go through the tracks and see how it looks. The first track is Deep Forest. So Deep Forest is an original track and it's 3.6 kilometers long. This actually made its debut in the very first Gran Turismo. It was actually in the first 3 Gran Turismo titles. So I'm sure you'll agree that actually the look and feel of what we've got here is fantastic. You've got the brilliant Gran Turismo 3 HUD, you've got the track map in the corner, the car's looking fantastic, the PP filter looks great, and of course you've got the track. A lot of these tracks are in some form of alpha or beta status, but I've driven all of them, and there's 8 tracks in this video and they're all fantastic. Let's jump into the next one then. Next we're at Grand Valley Speedway. This track again debuted in the very first Gran Turismo and was in the first 3 Gran Turismos again. It's 4.9 kilometers long, and this is another Gran Turismo original track. I don't know about you guys, but I put so much time into Gran Turismo when I was younger, especially the first and second Gran Turismo. So racing these tracks always brings all those memories back. All of the modders today, including the modders that have made these tracks, really deserve a massive pat on the back. This is bringing back to life all of those fantastic places that we have been in our racing career. Racing career sat in our sim racing rig or on our joystick, you know what I mean. Right then, let's jump on to the next track. Now we're in Seattle and everybody has seen this track. It's quite a famous track on Assetto Corsa too. It's very well put together. So this made its debut in the second Gran Turismo title. It's Seattle obviously, and it's based on a real track, and this is 3.82 kilometers long. Really like driving this track. I've actually covered it quite a few times on my dedicated server. So if you've not jumped on that before, do check it out. Check out my Discord channel and also check out all of my community pages. There's always lots of racing going on there, and we have raced this track very recently actually. Really good fun. So this is Seattle. The next track is an absolute classic Gran Turismo track. That's right, it's the high speed ring. I have put so much time into this track, and I'm sure you guys have if you've played Gran Turismo before. So this is actually another original track. It's 4 kilometers long, and this was one of those tracks that in the game you always wanted to max out your car, see what speed you could get around that bank corner. This track plays just as well on Assetto Corsa, and I had a lot of fun racing around this track, putting this footage together. So this is the high speed ring, and this is again one of the maps that was in the very first original Gran Turismo. Next up we have Trial Mountain, another classic. This is another original track, 3.9 kilometers long, and it made its debut in the very first Gran Turismo and was actually in place for the first 3 Gran Turismos. Just on the graphics I'm using in all of this gameplay, I am using Sol 2.1.3 and I am using the latest version of CSP 1.76 Preview. So I'm not so sure on the PP filter. I like it, it gives a good look and feel, but I think I still needed to do some configuring to get it just how I wanted to. But still, this is the Gran Turismo look and feel. Next up we're in Apricot Hill. Now this is in another original track, 3.8 kilometers long. This made its debut in the second Gran Turismo. Now Apricot Hill and the next track, Midfield, are actually a combined set of tracks that you can get in one download, and I believe there are 6 or 7 different variations, so that's a bit of a bonus for you. You can drive these tracks actually all combined together. Now we're over to Midfield, and remember this is connected to the previous track if you wanted to, so you can make a much larger map. This is another original track, 3.5 kilometers long. It made its debut in the second Gran Turismo, another really iconic famous track in the series. The last mod on our list is a brilliant mod again, and this is the classic Autumn Ring. So this is another original track. It's 2.9 kilometers long and it made its debut in the very first Gran Turismo. This is another very well put together Gran Turismo track. It's got some thrills and spills, as you can see there, this RX-7 getting a battering. This course always produces some fantastic racing, and again this is one of my favourite Gran Turismo tracks, so definitely one to add to your collection. So guys, we've actually been through then 8 different Gran Turismo tracks, we've been through 10 different Gran Turismo cars. You've got the HUD, you've also got the map display, and you've got the PP filter. So that is really giving you a complete Gran Turismo experience. Now I do know that some of you may love this and some of you may not like it at all. Well, the option is always there. So thank you again to all of the modders that make this possible. As ever, if you do drop on one of their pages to download one of their mods and you've got the opportunity, do drop them a thank you or buy them a beer, and know they will absolutely appreciate it. The end of another video then, guys, and I just want to say a massive thank you for all of you that have supported me reaching 10,000 subs. There is a dedicated video coming out for that very, very soon. Do keep an eye out for that, and do check the rest of the channel for lots more sim racing. Your support is really appreciated, and also do check out my Instagram. It'd be great for you to say hello there too. See you later, guys.